Oklahoma weather has them rethinking that. Instead of running the pipe long ways, they're turning it. This year, the pipe will only have to run 52 feet. He tells me they realize that when the lane closures happen here on 169, it's now a deadly problem. You can see that rushing water is just right outside the Branch restaurant. Shay, I spoke with a woman who marched with her 2 young daughters and her young niece. She told me she wanted to include them because she says she wanted them to see what it's like to stand for something. Oh yeah, you don't want to mix Pokes and Sooners.
No way.
No way. Our Fox 23 severe weather team is finding flooded streets in Tulsa right now. Fox 23's Hector Mejia is live near 61st and Peoria in South Tulsa with a look at how much is building up in that area. Police say Hicks admitted to hiding his purses inside this trash can, then making the short walk over to the courthouse to go before a judge. Despite almost a 2-hour delay, people stayed, saying they would not miss this. And Hillary Clinton, she spoke for almost an hour. Just within the last 5 minutes, we watched as Tulsa police officers pulled 5 marijuana plants out of this house. You can see them piled up there in the driveway. This is where officers say more than 40 shots were fired at this home earlier this morning. In 2 days, Scott has already started making new memories, but we were with him today as he took that final journey to a place that holds the memories he has of his entire adult life thus far. In 2 days of freedom, Malcolm Scott has his first smartphone, new clothes. He even took a bubble bath.
There's no bathtubs in prison, of course. You know, there's no relaxing with a bubble bath.
I rode along with Scott and his paralegal to the Mac Alford Correctional Facility in Atoka County, where Scott spent part of his life sentence. What are we picking up?
Oh, well, I don't have a lot. I really don't. Everything that I have is in one box.
During the ride, Scott was anxious to show up without shackles and handcuffs, defining his role in life.
To now go back, you know, without all that stuff on me, and for those people now to see me, you know, as a normal, you know, citizen, another, you know, human being out here in society. I'm a normal person.
When we pulled in, reality set in.
Oh, wow.
For the first time since he was 16 years old, Scott is on the other side of the fence.
How you doing?
All right, I need you to sign right here.
A defining moment
Got it.
for the rest of his life.
22 years right there in one box. I didn't know when this day would ever come.
It's a big moment.
I don't have to sign with a DOC number or anything like that anymore. I'm Malcolm.
You're not that.
No, I'm Malcolm now.
Scott says when he walked out of this prison to learn his fate in the courtroom, the inmates cheered him on and wished him well. During our interview, that same sentiment was felt and heard.
Oh, they pointing now. Yeah! We here, baby! We made it!
If there's a Malcolm in there right now,
Yeah.
what do you say to that person?
Don't never give up. Always keep believing, keep fighting, but not with your fists, but with your mind and your heart.
And Scott does have a long list of to-dos and about 22 years of life to make up for. He says his mother taught him forgiveness, so he's not allowing himself to be angry. He says because that is no way to start the future. Reporting live, covering news that matters, Morgan Downing, Fox 23 News. A judge here has issued a warrant for Crystal Deal's arrest, but police haven't picked her up yet. So when I visited her home, she said she wanted to clear her name, but veterans here say they just can't trust her. You're accused of embezzling, and we were just wanting to get your side. Friday, we stopped by Crystal Deal's home. She's the former finance officer for the American Legion Post 141 in Claremore.
I would never steal from veterans. I'm a veteran myself.
She was shocked when I told her there's a warrant out for her arrest, and she's accused of stealing more than $30,000 from the Post.
$30,000 isn't accounted for. That is very incorrect.
But former Post Commander Brad Colbert says bookkeeping reveals otherwise.
I went in the office and found some stuff on finance reports and bank statements that just didn't look right.
Deal was elected the finance officer for the Post back in August 2013. According to court documents, there are approximately 123 unauthorized transactions in excess of $30,000. Court documents show the post's credit card was used at casinos and retail shops.
I would pull the money from the casino because the bank's not open at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Deal says she would use the money she withdrew from the casino for the post and nothing more.
Over my dead body will I take responsibility for somebody else's actions, especially that American Legion.
Colbert says the financial loss is affecting business.
We're still struggling. I mean, we've got bills that we're still trying to catch up on, and we got veterans that still need help.
Happening now, water is shut off to homes in one North Tulsa neighborhood because of a water line break. This is a live look at the neighborhood near North 64th Street and Boulder. In the last 4 minutes, city workers got to the scene. We're working right now to find out how many homes are impacted. When our Fox 23 photographer got here, water was shooting into the air. We'll stay on top of this story and bring you updates as we get them here on Fox 23, fox23.com, and your cell phone. As that march was getting started at the Greenwood Cultural Center, there was a small group demonstrating against the march.
To come here and start a riot in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
They chanted and carried signs just off camera. Our photographer tells us Tulsa police were standing by, making sure everything was peaceful. They were yelling toward the gathering from across the street. Just within the last 5 minutes, we watched as Tulsa police officers pulled 5 marijuana plants out of this house. You can see them piled up there in the driveway. This is where officers say more than 40 shots were fired at this home earlier this morning. Police tell me this all started around 9:30 this morning. I spoke with 2 neighbors who tell me it sounded like someone was shooting automatic weapons right outside their windows. Tulsa police say a husband, a wife, and baby were all home when this took place. Police tell me the man was shot and his wife drove him about a mile away and dropped him off in a neighborhood. That is where IMSA picked him up and took him to the hospital. Police say he does have non-life-threatening injuries. A lot of neighbors were home at the time of this shooting.
I'm still kind of shaken up. I just looked out the windows. I was kind of scared to even look out the windows for fear of what I might see or if there was anybody there.
Police say the victim in this case is not cooperating with this investigation. Right now they do have a vague vehicle description and at least 2 shooters they believe are responsible for this. Now right back here at this scene you can see these plants. Now that this has developed, I will be in contact with police to see if the homeowners, the victim and then that wife will be facing any charges because of what was found inside their home, especially a home that we know a baby was living inside. We'll keep you updated on fox23.com and on Fox 23 News at 5 and 6. Reporting live in North Tulsa, covering news that matters, Morgan Downing, Fox 23 News.